Hey everyone, Jamie here and welcome back to Popcorn Culture. This is the place where we talk about everything happening in the movies, TV and the stuff fans are talking about right now. The big news, the rumours, the breakdowns and sometimes the things that feel like they're hiding in plain sight. So if you're into Marvel and Spider-Man and trying to figure out what's really going on behind the trailers, you're in the right place. Now, before we even get into this, I want to take you back for a second because when I was a kid, Saturday mornings meant one thing: sitting in front of the TV waiting for Spider-Man the animated series to come on. And I couldn't wait for it. That thing kicks in, you're locked in, nothing else matters. And if you watch it back then, you'll remember that show just wasn't Spider-Man swinging around like a hero. It got weird, it got dark, and it gave us moments where Peter wasn't in control anymore, where something inside was changing him. That's exactly why this new Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer feels off. Because yeah, on the surface, this looks like a fresh start after No Way Home, but if you really watch it closely, there are moments in there that don't feel right. Not just emotional, not just darker, different. And it's got a lot of people asking the same question: is Marvel quietly bringing back one of the darkest Spider-Man stories ever? Man-Spider. Now, nothing is confirmed, let's get that straight. But the things in this trailer that are pointing people in that direction. There's this idea that something is happening to Peter, something physical, something internal. Like he's not fully in control of what he's becoming. And when you combine that with the fact that Bruce Banner seems to be involved, that's where it starts to click. Because if there's one character in Marvel who understands losing control of your own body, it's him. And this is where it hits for me personally, because this isn't just some random theory, this goes right back to the 90s cartoon. The one we're all watching on Saturday mornings, the show that had a full storyline where Peter's powers started going wrong. At first it's small, then it gets worse, then suddenly he's not Spider-Man anymore and it becomes something else. Man-Spider. As a kid, that stuck with you because for the first time Spider-Man wasn't just a hero, he was a problem. So when I watch this trailer now, that's what it reminds me of. Not just a new villain, not just a new story, but Peter going through something he can't control. Something that turns him into the very thing he's supposed to stop. And it's what the film's doing. That changes everything because now it's not about saving the city, it's about saving himself. And here's where it gets more interesting because the same 90s series didn't just stop with Man-Spider, it brought in Madam Web. It brought in alternate Spider-Man. It brought in towards something bigger, something multiversal. Before that was even a thing. So even though Brand New Day is being sold as a fresh start, there's a real chance this is doing more than that. This could be the beginning of something bigger again, just in a very different way. Because let's be honest, after No Way Home, where do you go? You can't just go bigger again straight away, so instead you go deeper, more personal, more uncomfortable. You strip back everything and then you ask, what happens when Peter Parker isn't fully Peter Parker anymore? So right now, here's where things stand. We know the film is real, we've seen the trailer, we know this is a fresh start, but there's something in there. And if this really is Marvel taking inspiration from the 90s storyline, then this might not just be a reset. It might be the moment Spider-Man becomes something far more dangerous first. Because this time the threat might not be who he's fighting, it might be who he's becoming. Now let's get back to the ninja scene for a second, because this is bigger than it looks. That's not just random enemies, that's the hand. And in Marvel lore, they're not just fighters, they're a cult, tied to the resurrection, dark energy and manipulation. So straight away that changes the tone of the film, because now we're just not dealing with street level crime, we're dealing with something deeper, something darker. But here's the key part, that scene looks edited, and not in a subtle way. If you actually watch how it's cut, the ninjas aren't focused on one direction. Some of them are moving left, right, reacting to different targets, multiple targets, but we're only seeing one. And this isn't just fans reaching. Reports are already pointing out that the trailer may have digitally removed characters exactly like No Way Home did. And it's important because we're literally seeing this before in the No Way Home trailers. Characters erased, fight scenes didn't line up, eye lines didn't match. And then when the film dropped, Toby and Andrew were there the whole frigging time. It was epic. Oh. So when this trailer shows empty space, mismatched movement, enemies reacting to nothing, that's not random. That's a pattern Marvel has already used. Now, this is where we stay grounded. Nothing is confirmed, but based on the current discussion around the trailer, and there are a few possibilities being thrown around, additional heroes, a hidden ally, or even multiple characters entering the fight. Because again, those ninjas don't move like they're chasing just one person. They move like they're responding to a group. Now, let's talk about Sadie Sink. Because right now, she's one of the biggest question marks of the entire film. She's confirmed in the cast, but she's barely shown and completely hidden in key moments. And historically, when Marvel does that, it's deliberate. She's in the film, her role is being kept secret, the trailer does not clearly show her in any major way or at all. And there are already theories suggesting she could be linked to a mind control element in the story, or even something bigger tied to future Marvel stories, but again, nothing confirmed. It's not just who she is, it's where she isn't, because if she was just a normal supporting character, she'd be in the trailer, but she's not. And at the same time, we've got scenes that look like something has been removed. So now, let's stack everything up. The Hand, a cult tied to resurrection and control. A trailer scene that looks edited, enemies reacting to something we can't see. A major character hidden from marketing, and a studio that already done this exact trick before. That's not coincidence, that's set up. And this is where it loops back into what we were talking about earlier, because the 90s Spider-Man series did this exact thing. Not the trailer editing, but the structure. It started grounded, then it introduced something darker, then it slowly revealed something bigger behind the scenes. And by the time you realise what was going on, Spider-Man wasn't just fighting criminals anymore. It was part of something much larger. So what if that's what this film is doing? Not repeating No Way Home, but rebuilding the scale quietly. Start Peter alone, breaking down physically, introducing to darker, The Hand, mutation, high key characters, and then reveal. He's not the only one in this story, because if all of this is intentional, then we're not just watching a trailer that's hiding spoilers. We're watching a trailer that's been designed to mislead us. Just enough to show the story, but not enough to show what's really going on. And if that's true, whatever's missing from those scenes is probably the most important part of the film. Because this time, the threat might not just be who is fighting, it might be what he's becoming. Alright, there you have it. That's my theory. But if my theory is even close to being right, this film could be doing way more than people expect. So if you're into Spider-Man, Marvel and other stuff hiding behind these trailers, hit the subscribe button, because we're going deep on this, and as more gets revealed, and trust me, there's more coming. So I've been Jamie for Popcorn Culture. See you in the next one.